Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to explore something new.
Well, today we're diving into something pretty fascinating. Um, you ever been stuck on the side of the road with a flat?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
think we've all been there. Not a fun
It's the
experience.
worst, right?
Mhm.
Especially if you're in a hurry. So we're looking into this company, the Smart Tire Company, and they're doing some pretty innovative things to tackle this problem and a whole lot more.
Tackling a problem and more.
Oh, we've got some excerpts about their whole project and mission, and it's pretty incredible. We're talking about using a material originally designed for, get this, NASA's Mars rovers to make tires.
Wow. Mars rovers, huh? That sounds pretty high tech.
Yeah, way beyond just fixing a flat. It's about making tires that are way more sustainable, safer,
Hmm.
the whole package.
I'm intrigued. Let's get into it. Where do we even begin with something like this?
Well, let's start with the big picture. I think everyone knows flat tires are a pain, but the tire industry as a whole has a pretty massive impact, environmentally speaking.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about huge amounts of waste, just mountains of old tires.
Right. And according to what we've got here, it's a lot more than just a mountain. We're talking over 50 billion tons of tire waste globally.
50 billion. Wow, that's almost unimaginable. I mean, where does it even all go?
It's a serious problem.
Yeah.
And punctures, blowouts, they're way more common than any of us would like to think. So that's where the Smart Tire Company comes in. They're aiming to really disrupt this whole system.
So how are they going about doing that? What's their grand plan?
Well, they've got this three-pronged approach. They call it performance, sustainability, and safety. Basically, they're not just making tires that last longer and perform better, but also tires that are better for the planet and way safer for drivers.
That's ambitious, trying to hit all those marks at once. It makes sense, though. All those issues are kind of interconnected.
Totally. So let's break it down, huh? What about the performance side of things? What makes these tires stand out?
Well, the real secret sauce here is the material, Nitinol.
Nitinol. Okay, so what's so special about this nitinol?
It's this crazy alloy, nickel and titanium. But get this, it has this amazing ability to be both super flexible, like rubber, and incredibly strong, like titanium strong.
So it's like the best of both worlds.
Hmm.
Flexible, but won't let you down when you need it.
Exactly. I mean, imagine a material that can bend and flex like a regular tire, but is also strong enough to resist punctures, even self-heal. Like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It's kind of blowing my mind a little bit. So you mentioned it's a space-age material, like actually from space.
Well, not literally from space, but it was developed for a pretty out-of-this-world application. NASA used it on the Mars rovers.
Oh, wow. Okay, Mars rovers. That's impressive.
Mm.
Did anyone ever think this stuff would end up in our everyday tires?
It's crazy, right? Talk about a technology transfer. But yeah, it really highlights the unique properties of nitinol. This stuff's incredibly strong, stronger than steel in some cases, yet super flexible. And here's the real kicker. It has this thing called shape memory.
Shape memory, so like it can remember stuff?
Sort of, yeah. It means that even if nitinol is deformed, like, say, from a puncture, it can remember its original shape and go back to it. So imagine, a tire made with nitinol can basically close up a puncture on its own and prevent air from leaking out.
No way. It's like a self-sealing tire. That's insane. I can't tell you how many times I've been stranded because of a flat.
Right. Total peace of mind. No more worrying about being stuck on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. Plus, it's not just about punctures. Nitinol also just makes the tires handle better, grip better, making driving safer overall.
So that covers performance and safety. What about the sustainability angle? Where does nitinol fit into all of that?
So the Smart Tire Company is aiming to use way less rubber in their tires, like 50% less. That's a huge reduction in the amount of raw materials we're using.
50%. Wow, that's a pretty big deal, especially
Yeah.
considering how much rubber goes into traditional tires.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And on top of that, these tires are designed so you can retread them, meaning they last even longer and you further reduce waste.
Okay, this all sounds incredible, but is there a catch? I mean, space-age materials, self-healing tires, it can't be all sunshine and roses, right?
Well, there is one challenge. Nitinol is more expensive than traditional rubber. That's just the reality of working with more advanced materials.
Makes sense. There's always a trade-off, right?
Exactly. But, the company's argument is that the long-term benefits, the increased lifespan, less waste, the safety factor, they all outweigh that initial higher cost. It's an investment.
I get it. It's like buying a high-quality product that lasts longer. You pay more up front, but save in the long run. Okay, so they've got this amazing material, but how do they actually turn it into a tire?
Yeah.
It's not like they're just pouring this nitinol into a regular tire mold, are they?
Yeah, no, it's way more complicated than that. They're using this 3D experience, and it's made by Dassault Systems. It lets them design, model, and even test the tire virtually, all before they even build a physical prototype.
Oh, wow. So it's like a virtual reality for tires. They can see how it performs under different conditions before even making it.
Exactly. They can run all these simulations, stress tests, see how it reacts to temperature changes, different road surfaces, all of that virtually. And that helps them really optimize the tire's design to make sure it can handle whatever the real world throws at it.
So kind of like a video game for tire engineers, but with real-world consequences.
Huh, yeah, something like that. But what's really cool is they're not just using 3D experience for the design. They're using it to analyze the tire's whole life cycle, from manufacturing to use to disposal. It helps them understand the environmental impact at every stage. Really impressive.
That's thinking ahead. Very cool. So who are the brains behind this operation?
They've got a really diverse team. Material scientists, engineers, designers, business people, you name it.
Makes sense. You need expertise from all sides to pull something like this off.
Exactly. And let's not forget about their partnership with NASA. I mean, that really gives them some serious credibility.
Oh yeah, having NASA in your corner definitely doesn't hurt. So to wrap things up, we've got the Smart Tire Company using a material originally designed for exploring Mars to create tires that are stronger, safer, and more sustainable than anything we've seen before. That's a pretty incredible story, right?
Totally agree. I mean, it makes you think, what other problems can we solve with this kind of innovative thinking?
Right. It's like we went to Mars, so why not tackle flat tires, right? But I'm curious, this Nitna stuff, could it be used for other things too? I mean, it's strong, flexible, self-healing. The possibilities seem endless.
You know, it's already being explored for other applications, believe it or not. Things like medical implants, even in construction, to make buildings more earthquake resistant.
Whoa, earthquake-resistant buildings with self-healing materials. That's getting pretty sci-fi.
I know, right? Pretty cool stuff. It makes you wonder, what else could this lead to? What other industries could benefit from this kind of out-of-the-box thinking?
That's a great question to leave our listeners with. What do you think, folks? What other applications can you imagine for nitinol? Let us know.
And that's a wrap for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And don't forget to check out our show notes for more information and links to the Smart Tire Company. See you next time.